Peace and prosperity to all who's listening. Success looks different for everybody. Me, including you and everybody in life. Success is an individual thing, but it also can be a multitude of people who do the same things, right? Success looks different for one person because they could simply just love traveling and spend their lives traveling. And as long as they have an abundance of money to travel to the places they want to travel, that could be success for them. That's just, fulfilling and happy for them. Success for somebody else can be doing food reviews and traveling all around the world to try all the notorious foods and the foods that they've never had, and just giving great reviews to small businesses like Keith Lee does, and other popular people who do food reviews. That can be success for somebody, right? Success for everybody is truly different simply because we're all different individuals, and our agendas and purposes for life is entirely different. And what we want to do with our lives is so different for the next person. But that doesn't mean we don't have similarities. That doesn't mean we don't have familiarities. That doesn't mean we don't have something that is the same. There's a lot in life that we are the same in. There's a lot in life that we are just alike about. There's a lot in life that if we really thought it out, right? If we really thought about it, we would think, oh, they like the same music, and man, they're just like me, right? But they might be a little different than you, maybe a little more awkward than you, they might do behaviors that may not be like yours. But people have a lot more similarities than you would believe, right? See, success looks like, for me, is living a life that is wealthy and full of abundance, and building a legacy for my nephews, my niece, to go back on, and generations after me, right? But build a legacy off helping others, right? Helping others with a problem that needs to be solved. Helping others, millions and millions of people worldwide, with my knowledge, with my skills, with my abilities, helping people be their greatest in every aspect, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in every way possible, to be their best person. So what that looks like for me is like living in the overflow of what God has planned for me, like traveling the world and really seeing things, but also bringing more people to God so that they can have that relationship and love that I grew up knowing, right? That I still to this day know. There's a lot of people out here that's needing more and more meaning in their life and the purpose, and they need to understand what their purpose is, and need to know what they're living for. A lot of people know what success looks like for them, and there's a lot of people out there that don't know what any of it means, what life means, and what the meaning of life means, and why they're living and why they're here, and all these different questions that they can't seem to answer for themselves, and all these doubts and worries, and things about I'm not loved and I'm a burden, and all these different things that they tell themselves. But at the end of the day, you guys, success is different for each and every one of us, and you today, being who you are individually, bold in your purpose, can choose the successful life or success of life that you want to fulfill out, and it be the most fruitful and abundant, fulfilling way of living. You having to choose that is the best choice you can ever choose, because choosing for others is not like choosing for yourself. See, it's not good to tell people to do stuff if you don't want to be an example of what they should do. Don't be the person who say don't smoke and be the one smoking. We're in a generation that examples really do matter. Like, seeing what people do matters just as much as what people are saying. If your words are not aligning with your actions, it can put you in a place of, okay, I should question what they do, because this don't match up with what they said. So be mindful, if you're going to tell people to do things and tell people how to live and tell people, give advice and things like that, make sure in that area you're good at. you're good at an area, you're consistent, you actually know what you're talking about, you're doing it daily. Like, let it be an area that you are committed in, but don't let it be an area that you slack up in. I can tell you about a lot of things, but there's some things that I won't start telling you about until I'm ready. Simply because I want to make sure I'm consistently doing those things. And I'm not saying you can't start, because in the beginning, no one's consistent. But when I'm really consistent with something, like I'm consistent with my relationship with God, and throughout the years, the only time I ever fall short with my relationship with God is when I'm falling in depression. And I'm going to learn this year that even in depression, I'm going to still spend time with God, and I'm still going to give God glory, and I'm going to spend time in His Word, and just growing in faith, and growing in love, and growing in the riches of life and success. Because God says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not harm you, plans to give you a future and hope. And I want to believe in those plans, and I want to trust for those plans, and I want to know that that's fulfilled in my life.